Reading is like dreaming with open eyes. Why? Because books are uniquely portable magic. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Namita and today we are talking about reading. How to make reading more effective or how to read better, because this whole purpose of reading books is all about gaining more knowledge. In this community, on this channel, we always talk about self-learning and learning being an ongoing constant process so that we keep gaining more knowledge and keep becoming more mentally strong. And to gain more knowledge, we have to read more books. But if you are reading books mindlessly, you are reading for the sake of reading, but you're not getting anything out of it, you're not being able to extract the best out of that book, then what's the point in reading? So this video is all about how to read better, to gain good amount of knowledge, to gain what the book is trying to impart. So for reading in such a way to become more knowledgeable, more understanding, and to develop our cognitive mind in a way to deal with all the problems that life has for us in its path, we have to read more effectively. How to do that? From my perspective, I would say that reading is like workout. Now, we all want healthier bodies, we all want to be physically fit, but going to gym or spending time in working out is hard. Same is the case with reading. We all want to be wise, we all want to be knowledgeable, we all want to learn new things so that we appear to be more confident. Our personality speaks of our knowledge, but reading is hard. So that is the reason you are not being able to read the way you should. There are so many people who go to gym. There are so many people who don't go to gym but still take care of their physical fitness by going for walking, jogging, performing yoga postures, doing breathing exercises. So these are the people who are committed to keep themselves physically fit. Similarly, there are people who read with that mindset that they have to gain knowledge. So, and there are people who spend money on gym subscriptions, gym membership, but still they don't go to gym. So similarly, there are people who buy a lot of books but never read. What's the point? So what we have to do, we have to train this mind to make reading a habit. This mind can be trained just like you have trained it to spend a lot of time in front of your phone's screen. 10-15 years back, there were no phones and we were not used to consuming so much content, but we trained our mind to consume anything, whichever is coming our way. So similarly, you can train it to read. You can tell it that I have to read. If you build a habit, just like you go to gym, just like you put in effort for your physical fitness, if you have decided that you are going to work for your mental fitness, then you can do that. This mind only needs training. You can condition it in such a way that reading will become a habit for you. So if you have bought books and if you have decided that you have to read, then definitely you can do it. Now the second thing is that you can do is you have to start reading just like people start taking medicine. Haven't you seen people who just pop pills at particular times? Doctor has advised them to have medicine before meals or before sleeping. Many people do that. They are so used to the medications, lifestyle illnesses here and there. So they would very religiously pop in pills. So just like people take medicine, start taking reading as a medicine in your life. Before going to bed, tell yourself that I'm going to read 2 pages before sleeping. I will not sleep if I have not read. Just like people don't sleep without taking medicine. It's always there in your mind. So if you set that alarm in your mind that I have to read, start with 2 pages, and it is never like you say I'm reading 2 pages and you just read 2 pages. If there is a chapter which is going on, we read it. We read it any which way. So take it as a medicine and then keep increasing the dose. Initially you might begin with 2 pages, but then You can increase the pages to 4 to 6, then one chapter, and there will come a time when you will read full books without setting that alarm. You would want to read books, just like people get used to medications. They are taking medicines just like that, whether they are having a positive impact, whether it's healing them or not, but they are taking medicines. Similarly, you have to do reading just like that. So make a habit, just like medicines have become a habit in people's life. So similarly, you can do that too. Now the third thing, and it is something very important if you want to read better, is that first you have to start scanning the whole idea which writer has for this book. Like each author writes with a particular idea. So you have to scan that idea. First of all, turn pages, look at the chapters, go with the index. Prologue has something to say. What is the note that writer has given? So when you scan the whole idea, you will get to know if this is something which you can resonate with, and then go for full and deep reading. Then go for reading page after page, or sentence after sentence, chapters after chapters. This is how we do. The scanning comes first, and then we go for full reading, so that you have an idea that what is there in this book. Now this is possible with self-help books. With fiction, I would not say it is possible, because there is a lot which is hidden in the fiction books. So with fiction, you can't really scan the whole idea. Fiction is mostly a story, and fiction keeps you glued in some way. With self-help books, you can do that. You can get the idea if it is going to solve your problem, your mindset, why you are reading it, and what is the writer trying to impart should match in a certain way. So with self-help books, you can scan and then go for deep reading. And you know what happens when you read it for the first time? You will take something else, and then again read it after a few months or years. You will, have a different meaning altogether. Like every time you will feel that you are taking something else away from that book. Your learning would be different. So this is what books, do to you. And this is mostly with self-help books. So when you go for full and deep reading, each time you'll get something different out of that book. That's magical. It happened with me with this book, The Road Less Traveled by Peter M. Scott Peck, and I must have mentioned it because it's one of my favorite self-help books. So yeah, this happens to us. Then one technique that I personally, everything is like my personal experience, but one technique which I use to make my reading more effective, and so that I learn something for the rest of my life. It should not be a short-term learning. The learning should be long-lasting. What I do is that I always keep a highlighter with myself. I don't read without a highlighter. Mine is pink. I always go for pink, and this is the book that I'm reading these days. The Search That Seeks You, and I always highlight the important points like this. So I always highlight what I feel is good. I always make sure that if something has touched my soul, if there is a line, if there is a quotation which is beautiful, I would highlight it. And apart from that, I write quotes in my diary. I have a notebook or a diary separately where I write the lovely points, mostly the quotes. I keep collecting the quotes from the books, the learnings which can last with me forever. I might not open that book again, but I'll turn the pages of my diary and I'll know the crux or what I learned the best from that book. So I make those points, at least the quotes I make sure that I write. So this will happen. If you start doing this, what will happen is that the most relevant part of the book will always stay with you forever. It will never go away. So the main ingredients of the book should always be written somewhere. You can do that too, and this makes your learning better, your knowledge more enhanced. It's important that you do it. You highlight the points. Even if I pick the book after many years, if I see, okay, these were the lines which I loved, and in my diary I have the points from different books, so that's a constant learning for me. This is a very good way of making your reading more effective. Okay, now the next thing that I would say, and this is something which you have to understand, that you have to pick the right books for yourself. What you do is that, like, suppose I've shown you that this is the book I'm reading, you'll go and start thinking about buying it or ordering it. You keep asking for book suggestions. I really don't understand, how can you ask for book recommendations? Why don't you go and do some research on your own? It's very important that you look for the book which is right for you. Each book is not meant for everyone. There are so many books there. As I told you, there is fiction, there are self-help books, there are spiritual books, there are novels which are romantic in nature, then there are thrillers, there are detective novels, comedy, and comics, all of that. It should be the book that you love to read. If you will read something because someone has suggested, you will most likely not even completely read it. You will not develop interest in it. So for that, look for what kind of movies do you like to watch? What are the movies which you love to watch? Maybe these are your kind of books. So the books which are most suitable for you should be your books. The idea is not to read more books. The idea is to take the maximum out of whatever books you're reading. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality that you're gaining, the quality of knowledge that you're gaining. So don't focus on reading the number of books. There has to be a reason behind why you're reading those books. So it's important that you choose the right book so that you at least finish it, or you get something out of it. We had so many textbooks in school, but we never really liked them, did we? We read them just because there was an exam which was based on those books. So we would read them for the sake of reading. That is why we don't remember most of the things we read in school, because we never read them with an idea. So now when you're choosing a book, at least don't choose a book which you don't like. Choose something which you would love to read. What is your current scenario in life? If you are into your teenage and your early 20s, you might want to read romance novels, fictions. And if you are in your mid 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you might want to read self-help, spiritual books, and things which can help you become more successful, financial management, money management, everything. So it should resonate with your thought process and your situation right now. Choose the right books for yourself. For that, you have to do research. Book recommendations are good. If there are detailed reviews of books, you can go with that. Okay, this is the kind of book I'm looking for. Like I reviewed this Alchemist for you. If you feel that something like this you want to learn, go ahead and buy it. But do your own research for books. Don't just buy because someone is suggesting. No, don't do it like that. So the next book is, the next point is that to become a reader, a complete reader who wants to gain knowledge, you have to always carry a book wherever you go. And this is what I have been doing forever. You have to carry at least one book with yourself. It's always there in my bag. Even when I would go to institutes or wherever I went to teaching, I would always have a book. Whenever I had free time, I would read books, and that's what you are supposed to do. You're going for holiday, you're spending time in metro, 1-2 hours of traveling, carry a book. You are going to a friend's place, any party, but you still have time. The commutation will take some time. Read a book. Books will condition you. Your mind will get trained that it has to read. There has to be a book. Keep a book by your bedside always. If it is there, you will still consider. Otherwise, if it's nowhere in your vicinity, you will not even consider reading. So carrying a book along is a very good idea to develop this habit of reading and to read more effectively, to utilize the time instead of watching reels mindlessly. Whenever I try to watch something on my phone, when I'm in a car or in a metro, I don't know, I feel sick. I can't really watch it. But reading a book is good. That is something which I can do. So this will give you time to complete a book, whichever book you've chosen. Because see, choosing a book is all about the kind of person you want to become. What is that person you want to become would be your book. So this is all about how to read better, how to develop this habit of reading, and how to actually make your reading more effective, how to gain the maximum out of the books that you are reading. So If you're still considering to start reading, then I would say read that. You are able to read. You are a literate person. You're not an illiterate who cannot read. Why not read something? Reading develops your mind in a unique way. Watching a movie cannot do that for you what reading does, because when you are reading, your eyes, your mind, and I insist on reading aloud, your mouth, all your sense organs are functioning. So you don't know, subconsciously it's doing something amazing for you. Start reading and consider all these things. Read the way you work out, you take care of your physical fitness, you have to now take care of your mental fitness also. Read because you want to be a better person. You want to improve yourself in a way to achieve all your dreams and goals. You want more peace of mind, you want more happiness in your life. Should be the reason why you're starting to read. So this is all about reading, how to make our reading more effective. If you want more videos on reading, please let me know in the comment section below. And if there are any books that you're reading, please share them as well, so that all of us can know about more books and we can share multiple kind of knowledge over here. And I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye for now.